Watcher to 6 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
How's it going, troops? Jordan here, back again with my final Call of Duty Modern Warfare loadout video, for the time being at least. In today's loadout video, we are banding with our brothers one last time as we don on our combat gear and become an operative for Task Force 141 in Modern Warfare multiplayer. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and without further ado, let's take a look at our mission briefing. This is a class setup based on the original Task Force 141 in the Modern Warfare universe. We're going to arm ourselves with the best weaponry and equipment from some of the 141's best known missions, and working together with Price, Soap and Ghost, we will put an end to Makarov once and for all. Task Force 141 is a multinational special operations group that was first seen back in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Their main goal was to apprehend or eliminate the ultra-nationalist Vladimir Makarov for being the criminal mastermind behind the Russian invasion and attacks on the United States of America. This group has been to near enough all corners of the globe, taking part in numerous special op missions, including the capture of Alejandro Rojas in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, retrieving an ACS module in the Tian Shan mountain range in Kazakhstan, an extraction to a safe house in India, infiltrating a shanty town in Sierra Leone, and many more. The primary members of the current Task Force 141 at the end of Modern Warfare are Captain John Price, John Soap McTavish, Simon Ghost Riley, and Kyle Gaz Garrick. But something tells me there will be more members to come in the next game, which is likely going to be called Modern Warfare 2, releasing in 2021. So let's begin by taking a look at our primary weapon that we're going to be equipping. One of the main weapons the 141 have used in operations is the Adaptive Combat Rifle, more commonly known to Call of Duty fans as the ACR. The ACR doesn't exactly feature in Modern Warfare multiplayer, but there is a weapon with a similar body and a matched stock, and that weapon is the Kilo 141. But we're not just choosing this assault rifle for the look. Because this weapon features 141 in the name, it makes it the perfect primary choice for this loadout. But of course we can't go in bare bones, so let's equip some attachments for our Kilo 141. For our first attachment, we're going to choose a muzzle, and I have selected the monolithic suppressor. The suppressor was used on the ACR in the Modern Warfare 2 mission Cliffhanger, where Soap and Roach infiltrated a Russian airbase to retrieve that ACS module. So we'll go with the best suppressor out of the three, that being the monolithic suppressor, providing us with increased damage range, bullet velocity and silenced gunfire. For our second attachment, we're going to choose an optic, and I have selected the Operator Reflex Sight. Red dot sights were also used during the Cliffhanger mission, allowing for a clear view on target. The closest optic in Modern Warfare to the MW2 red dot sight has to be the Operator Reflex Sight, and so we'll choose this as our second attachment. For our third attachment, we're going to go with a weapon perk, and we're going to choose Sleight of Hand. Task Force 141 are quick on both their hands and feet, so it makes sense to go with the Sleight of Hand weapon perk for those quick mag changes. For our fourth attachment, we're going to choose a rear grip, and that rear grip is the Stipple Grip Tape. This grip tape grants us an increase in aim down sight speed and a faster sprint to fire speed for snappier reflexes against Makarov's men, so that's why it will be our fourth attachment. And lastly, for our fifth and final attachment, we're going to choose an underbarrel, and that underbarrel is the Tactical Foregrip. This foregrip tops off our silent and deadly assault rifle configuration by reducing our weapon sway so we can be more stable on target, so that's why the Tactical Foregrip will be our fifth and final attachment. So those are going to be our attachments for our Kilo 141. Now let's move on to our secondary weapon of choice for this loadout. For our secondary weapon, we have a few pistol options to choose from, but as we are Task Force 141, we like to have a few aces up our sleeves. Since we have an assault rifle built for stealthy mid-range engagements, our secondary weapon is going to be a submachine gun built for close quarters in the urban landscape of Brazil. This weapon is none other than the UMP45, which in Modern Warfare is renamed as the Striker 45. This SMG was a popular weapon among the group and was seen in the missions Takedown and the Hornet's Nest, so that's why it will be our secondary weapon for this loadout. And just like our Kilo 141, we can't go in bare bones, so let's equip some attachments for our UMP45. For our first attachment, we're going to choose a laser, and we're going to go with the 1mW laser. This red laser sight increases our hipfire accuracy, cementing our task force as precise and fast. This attachment is probably one that the current 141 would likely use, and was seen attached on certain weapons throughout the MW2 and MW3 campaigns, so that's why the 1mm laser will be our first attachment. For our second attachment, we're going to choose an optic, and we're going to select the VLK 3.0x optic. The starting loadout in the MW2 mission, the Hornet's Nest, features the UMP45 with an ACOG sight. Probably not ideal for close quarters, but does look cool on the weapon and gives us better precision on target still. For our third attachment, we're going to choose a weapon perk, and once again we're going to go with sleight of hand. For the same reasons as our primary weapon, being an operative in Task Force 141 means our reflexes need to be fast, so we'll go with sleight of hand as our third attachment to reload our Striker 45 faster. For our fourth attachment, we're going to choose a rear grip, and this time we're going with the FTAC 60 series polymer. This specialised grip keeps us steady when aim walking through the slums of Rio or through the shantytowns of Sierra Leone, and goes hand in hand with our ACOG optic. And lastly, for our fifth and final attachment, we're going to choose an underbarrel, and this time we're going to go with the operator foregrip. This small but firm foregrip is perfect for an elite task force operator like ourselves, providing us with better recoil control for constant fire. So that's why the operator foregrip will be our fifth and final attachment. So those are going to be our primary and secondary weapons for this class setup. Now let's take a look at our perks and equipment that we're going to be selecting. For our first tier perk, we're going to choose double time. Task Force 141 are always on the move, travelling to different countries across the world. Double time increases our tactical sprint duration as well as our crouch walking movement speed, allowing us to escape the favelas of Rio or escape the plane scrapyards in Kandahar, so that's why double time will be our tier 1 perk. For our second tier perk, we're going to choose Overkill. In order for us to equip both the Kilo 141 and the Striker 45 in our kit, we have to choose Overkill as our tier 2 perk. And lastly, for our third tier perk, we're going to choose Tracker. The 141 are great at tracking down HVTs who have vital information on Makarov and his men. Whether it's Alex the Red in South America or Warabi in East Africa, Price and the boys will find whoever they need to in order to get to Makarov, so we'll choose Tracker as our tier 3 and final perk. Moving on now to our equipment. For our lethal equipment, we're going to choose the Frag Grenade. Fragmentation grenades are standard lethal equipment for the 141 and can be thrown into windows, rooms and buildings to take out any ultranationalists or militia that may be lurking. And for our tactical equipment, we're going to go with the heartbeat sensor. It was a toss up between the flash grenade and the heartbeat sensor, since both pieces of equipment are used by the 141. However, I think the heartbeat sensor makes this loadout more interesting and takes us back to Task Force 141 missions in Modern Warfare 2. We see the heartbeat sensor attached onto weapons in the MW2 missions Cliffhanger and Acceptable Losses, so that's why we'll select the heartbeat sensor as our tactical equipment. So now that we've talked about our perks and equipment, it's time to finish off this loadout by taking a look at our field upgrade of choice and of course our selection of 3 Killstreaks. For our field upgrade, we're going to choose Dead Silence. The 141 are a tactical unit that deal in covert operations behind enemy lines. The phrase silent but deadly perfectly describes Task Force 141, and so because of this, we'll go with Dead Silence as our field upgrade. Moving on now to our 3 selected Killstreaks. For our first Killstreak, we're going to choose the Cruise Missile. Predator drones are frequently used by SOAP and the 141, as seen in the missions Contingency and Down the Rabbit Hole, and have helped us get out of a crap ton of trouble. We don't have the Predator missile in Modern Warfare, but we have the next best thing in the Cruise Missile, which is basically the same as the Predator, so we'll choose the Cruise Missile as our first Killstreak. For our second Killstreak, we're going to choose the Chopper Gunner. The 141 use an array of helicopters, from AH-64 Apaches to MH-53 Pavlos. In the Modern Warfare 3 mission, Return to Sender, we got to use the gunner of an attack helicopter piloted by Nikolai in Somalia. The Chopper Gunner in Modern Warfare is an Apache helicopter with a heavily armed machine gun that we can fly around the map to take out Makarov's men, so we'll go with the Chopper Gunner as our second Killstreak. And finally, for our third Killstreak, we're going to go with the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut was a key piece of wearable armour that helped both Yuri and Price in their mission to kill Vladimir Makarov, who was hiding out in an Emirati hotel in Dubai. Since the assassination of Makarov was a huge win for Task Force 141, we'll select the Juggernaut in Modern Warfare as our third and final Killstreak. Combining our weaponry, perks, equipment, field upgrade and Killstreaks, don on your combat gear and go behind enemy lines, for we are 141. So troops, that wraps up my Task Force 141 loadout video for Modern Warfare. Next time you boot up Modern Warfare multiplayer, definitely give this class setup a try in game and disavow the enemy. If you did enjoy this loadout video, then give the video a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then you'll definitely want to for my Black Ops Cold War content over the next 12 months. It's been a wild year for my channel, having risen from the dead and my loadout videos gaining a lot of views, love and support. Many of you have been asking if I will continue making loadout videos for Modern Warfare in between my Black Ops Cold War content. And the simple answer to that is, well, we'll just wait and see, shall we? But for now, Modern Warfare, farewell. I want to thank each and every one of you lovely viewers and subscribers for sticking by me all these years. You guys are truly the best and I appreciate the love and support you show me. Whether it's a simple like on the videos, a comment or even a loadout suggestion, your engagement truly makes my day. So for that, I thank you. Expect Black Ops Cold War weapon guides, loadouts and squadron tactics in the coming weeks while I adjust to the new game and start unlocking things. So until my first Black Ops Cold War video, I thank you all for watching, stay true to me troops, and as always, I'll see you in game.
What are you calling this task force?
141.